Hugo Chavez was the polarizing and outspoken leader of Venezuela. He rode a wave of revolution into power and over 14 years would transform his country's place on the world stage. As the socialist president of Venezuela, he nationalized over 1,000 companies. Perhaps most importantly, he nationalized Venezuela's rich oil fields. Between 1996 and 2006, oil prices surged 500%. It was oil revenues that allowed Chavez to pour money into food and education programs in Venezuela. And according to the World Bank, poverty has fallen by over 50% and college enrollment has doubled since 2003. But his global critics called him a dictator. As president, he abolished term limits and implemented currency controls. Violent crime still plagues most of the nation. The U.S. buys about 1 million barrels of oil per day from Venezuela, and Chavez sold discounted heating oil to poor families in the Bronx. But the relationship between the U.S. and Venezuela remains strained.
Ayer estuvo el diablo aquí.
In a 2006 speech to the United Nations, Chavez famously called President George W. Bush the devil. Chavez was born to a working-class family in 1954. In 1992, he led a failed coup attempt in the country, after which he was sentenced to 2 years in prison. It was his first moment in the spotlight. He went on to complete the Bolivarian Revolution and became president in 1999. Chavez first announced in 2011 that he had cancer and traveled to Cuba to receive treatment. In October of 2012, he was re-elected to his third term as president, winning 54% of the vote. But in December, he announced to his country that his cancer had returned and called on his constituents to rally behind his vice president as his successor. Chavez was 58.